Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and that is talking about how I edit my photos for Instagram. To edit my photos, I use 4 apps. The first one is Snapseed, second is Lightroom, third is VSCO, and fourth is FaceTune. Each app does something specific that I use it for. So I will be showing you guys how I edit my photos in real time so you guys can see exactly what functions I use in each app. I am not a master editor by any means, but I have been editing my photos for the past 2 years, so I'm not an expert, but I know how to use the apps, so that's why I wanted to show you guys. Alright, so let's talk about the first app. And what I do first is I like or favorite the photos in my photo album so that it's easier for me to find the photos inside of the app. First, you're going to want to open up the photos, grab the photo that you're wanting to edit, and tap on it and it'll pull it into Snapseed. So first what I do is I go to the details section, and in the details section you can adjust the ambiance, the shadows, the brightness, and I normally mess with the ambience and contrast and shadows, and those are the main ones that I use. So I might tick up the ambiance just a little bit and then bring the shadows down. By bringing the shadows down, you kind of make the photo look a little bit higher quality, since most of the photos I edit are taken on my iPhone. After I do that, I use the portrait mode. And this normally doesn't work if you're wearing sunglasses, sometimes even if you're wearing a hat or if your face is hard to find. So you click on the portrait app and it'll find your face and add details to your eyes, smooth your skin slightly if you want to do that, and also brighten your face. And you can adjust this, so if you don't want any smoothness added to your face, you can just go ahead and bring that all the way down. After I've made my edits in Snapseed, all you have to do is tap on export and then save as a new copy. You'd want to save as a new copy because if you have done so many edits to your original photo, it's hard to go back to the original one, so that's why I always save the original one in case I want to add different edits at a later date or something like that. Now we are going to move into Lightroom, and Lightroom is something that a lot of professional editors or creatives will use to edit their photos, and I just use the free mobile app. You can also download it on your computer, and that is how you can use the presets. But today we're not talking about the presets, we're just going to talk about the free mobile app that you can use. So first we're going to want to find the photo that we just edited in Snapseed, and we're going to import it into Lightroom. So you can go ahead and click on the little thing that looks like a picture on the bottom corner, find the photo that you just edited, it should be the last one, click on the check mark and it'll bring it into Lightroom, and then click on that image again. When I first bring my photos into Lightroom, I like to use the preset called Bright, and that just kind of pops the photo. If you already have high exposure for your photo, it's going to look a little bit too bright. So then you can go ahead and go into the light section, and this is where you can adjust the shadows, the contrast, highlights, blacks and whites. And so here I like to adjust mostly the shadows and the whites, because sometimes if it's too bright it's easy to bring down the whites, and then it really makes the photo pop. After I've done that, I might go into the color section and add a little bit more vibrance, and this will make it's kind of a mixture between adding temperature and saturation. So I adjust that to my liking, and then I also adjust the sharpening a little bit, which is in the detail section, and you can go to effects and add grain, or you can adjust the dehaze or the clarity, and I normally like to bring the dehaze down a little bit because it just kind of makes it look a little more airy. After you have made all your final edits in Lightroom, you're going to want to save your image, and to do that you click on the box that has an arrow coming out of the top of it at the very top of the screen, and once you do that you will have the option to save it as small or maximum, and you'll want to save it as maximum available. And that's it. You've saved your photo that you've edited in Lightroom. You have made it halfway through the editing process. With 2 apps out of the way, we only have 2 more to talk about. The next one, it can be easily overdone. So you're going to want to be very careful when you're editing in this app. a lot of people tend to almost over edit their photos with the features that are in this app, but I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Once you have the app open, you can scroll on the bottom and see all the options that are available. I only use a couple of these options just because some of them I've already used in the different apps. The first feature I like to use is the smooth option, and I normally only use the smooth. You can go smoother or smooth. I only use smooth. When you go smoother, it kind of looks, if you put it on your skin, you look freaky. You look over edited. It just looks not real. It looks kind of creepy, and it almost gives it a hazy look too. So if you're using it on something other than your skin, it just kind of smooths everything over, and it doesn't look good. So I would only use the smooth option. After I have smoothed out everything that I want to smooth, I move to the details option, and this really brings out the fine details. You can always do sharpening on a photo, but the details, you can sharpen a more specific thing. So if you just want your glasses to pop, or you just want your eyes to stand out, or if you're wearing a logo on your tee and you want that to really be the focus of the photo, you can use the details option, and you can kind of just draw where you want the details to show. For me, I usually use it on my eyes, especially the corner of my eyes. I like to put highlighter in the corner of my eyes, so when I add the detail option to the corner of my eyes, I just said corner of my eyes like 100 times, I know, but it makes your eyes really stand out and be the focus of the photo. I also will maybe do details in the background. If it's like that reflection background in this photo, it just looks so much better if you really make that pop too. The last feature that I use in FaceTune is the whitening option. I don't use this on my teeth, I use it on my eyes usually. Sometimes when you go through the editing process, the corner of your eyes, which are normally white, can look kind of yellowy or not the color that they should be. So I use this whitening tool and I edit just the whites of my eyes. If they're already looking pretty white, I won't do it. Otherwise you look kind of freaky like a zombie or something like that. Going back to what I mentioned before is this app makes it so easy to over edit your photos. You are going to be using the smooth option and the detail option, and some people can go overboard with both of those because you don't want your photo to be too sharp and you don't want things to pop too much because then it doesn't look real. And you also don't want to use the smooth option and go overboard with it because then you aren't going to look like a real person and people are going to notice that you're using that to kind of change the way you look. And I don't ever use the options where you can make yourself skinnier or change the photos that way because people want to see you for who you are, not you don't want to change that in the photo. We only have one more app to talk about, and that is VSCO. And this is, I can't remember, I think it's a free app, but you can always pay to add in a couple more of the presets, and I think I have bought a couple of them and I can't remember what they are. So if you guys don't see the options that I'm talking about today, it's probably because you have to pay for the package to get those options. After you've opened up your VSCO app, you can go ahead and click on the plus sign, and that will open up your camera roll, and you can grab the photo that you just edited in FaceTune so you can import it into VSCO. Once it loads, you can click on it, and then it'll show up in this screen here. And go through and see which preset you like the best, that looks the best on your photo. Some of them are going to look really great and some of them are going to look not so great. So that's why I just kind of play around in here and see which option I like the best. I like to use A6 a lot. If my photo is too bright or too colorful, it kind of tones it down a little bit. And then kind of just depends on how I'm feeling. I like the S's a lot, and I also like the M's. So it really just depends on the actual photo, the colors in the photo, what I'm wearing, and kind of what I'm looking for in that particular photo. Once you find the preset you like, you can adjust how strong you want that preset or how much you want it to affect your photo with the slide bar on the bottom. I normally tend to stay way towards the left just because I've already edited my photo so much and adjust the lighting the way I want it, that by adding too much of this preset, it can really change the photo too much and it's not exactly what I'm looking for. In this app, it can be hard to figure out how to save your photo, but once you've done your preset and you're happy with it and it's wonderful and gorgeous and you couldn't ask for anything better, you can go ahead and click the save button at the top of the screen. Once you do that, it'll kick you out of that screen that you're in, and you can click on the option on the bottom and it'll pull up a pop-up and it'll say save, saved camera roll, copy edits, or delete, and you'll want to pick saved camera roll. I always pick the option for actual size. And there you go. After it's saved, it's ready to go into Instagram. Once I pull it into Instagram, there's a couple more edits that I like to do just for final touches. Are you guys getting excited to post your beautiful photo? I don't know what it is, but I love editing my photos. I think it's so fun. It's just, I don't know, it's rewarding to see that final image done and posted and shown to everyone on Instagram. Okay, now grab that photo that you just got done editing in VSCO and upload it into your Instagram. Once you do that, it'll bring you to the editing option. I'm sure you guys have seen this 100 times, and you can either pick your filter or pick the edits that you want to do for Instagram. I currently have been loving the filters Aiden, Ludwig or Ludwig, I think it is, and Crema. These three, I usually just switch between those depending on the actual photo that I'm looking for. Aiden has kind of been my main go-to. I like the orangey red tints in it. It almost has a vintage feel. Again, if you click on the filter that you want to edit, you can use the slider option to add as much or as little as you want. And I normally end up using anything under 10. Anything above 10 changes the colors in the photo too much. And then go to the edit option. Once you're in here, you can adjust the brightness, the contrast. And I don't mess around too much in here. I like to add a little bit of the structure, a little bit of the sharpening, and then bring the shadows down just a little bit. Because again, that makes the photo look a little bit higher quality. Because it is an iPhone photo, it just kind of makes it stand out a little bit more. Once you've added the edits you like, you can go ahead and click done, and then click next, add your wonderful caption, put your tags in, use those wonderful hashtags, and then you can go ahead and post to Instagram. And there you have it, you guys, 4 apps to edit your photos, and it's so easy and fun and rewarding. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My voice is parched now from talking so much at you guys. If you have any questions about what we went through today, comment below and I will get back to you. If you liked this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and happy editing.